Hello, Professor. We are Group 4, and today we'll be presenting the business strategy of FoodEx. Yeah, so the agenda for the presentation today is point number one, which is mission, vision, and LOA. The second agenda would be our playing field. The third would be the internal analysis. The fourth is the external analysis of the company. The fifth is strategic priorities. And the sixth is the strategic scenarios which we have built for the company. Now, going to the next slide. So the brief introduction about the company. So FoodEx is a Danish food company specialized in meat and meat-derived products with a leading position in Denmark specifically, Denmark, Sweden, and Norway specifically. With 10 facilities and 2,000 employees, FoodEx leverages its expertise to lead the market in sustainable and high-quality food production. FoodEx focuses its production on processed red meat and processed poultry. However, we have an ambition to enter new categories as well. So now going to the next slide.
Okay, regarding like the vision mission and how we are turning this in an actionable step to develop success, it's like clear. Regarding the vision, we aim to become like a leader in providing nutrition, safe and sustainable food solution across Europe, focusing on quality and innovation. This is like a guiding star like for everything we do, ensuring that like our efforts align with delivering a real value to both our customer and society like large. And instead for like our mission complements the vision by defining how we operate daily. So we are committed to producing like sustainable, high quality nutritious food product that not only meet like the consumer demands, but also reflect our dedication to strong partnerships, whatever it's with supplier, retailers, or like a wider value chain. This approach is to like excel in innovation and sustainability at every stage, basically. And yes, regarding like these slides, to make the vision and mission tangible, we have defined 13 key measures of success that will serve like as a milestone on our journey. And these metrics are not like arbitrary, that have been carefully chosen with like all the members of this team to reflect both our financial and non-financial ambition over like a 5 years time frame. So like from 2022 over like to 2027. So now let's look at the three most critical measures on the left-hand side, which are like the foundation of like I would say of our strategy, like the most important metrics. So revenue growth. Our target is like to grow revenue from 1.32 billion in 2022 to 2.7 billion by 2027. And this reflects our commitment to scaling our operation while staying true to our values. Then there is like the gross margin improvement. We aim to increase the gross margin from 6.6% to 10%. And this ensures that our growth is profitable and sustainable. Then EBITDA growth. Increasing EBITDA from 3.9 to 8% reflect our focus on operational efficiency and delivering strong financial performance. And now, when these three are like central to our strategy, we recognize that like a successful organization cannot thrive like on a financial metric alone, of course. And that's why we have included other measures like employee net promoter score, which we aim to double, moving from 30 to 60. And this speaks about like the importance of employee engagement satisfaction. Customer net promoter score, which we plan to elevate from 50 to 70, reflecting our focus on delivering outstanding customer experience tailored to their needs. And environmental goals, such as increasing recycled packaging from 70 to 90%, underscore our commitment to sustainability. Finally, we have also like identified targets that emphasize global reach, such as like expanding the number of countries where we operate in from 3 to 10. And the innovation, we 50% of revenue coming from products developed in the last 3 years by 2027. In conclusion, we can say that like our 30 measures of success are designed to guide us towards achieving our vision and mission. Thank you.
These slides provide an overview of the current market landscape, highlighting existing and potential markets. We are actively working in 6 market spaces, represented by the blue spaces you can see. As of now, we operate in the processed red meat and processed poultry, primarily in Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. These are our core markets where we have strong operational capabilities in retail. Then, in the orange regions, these are the regions where we can see where we feel there is a strong potential to expand further. We've analyzed potential of expansion of existing offers into food service spaces, as well as launching in Finland. On top of this, we evaluated adjacent categories such as meat and fish substitutes and processed and frozen fruits and vegetables. But also, we've analyzed new categories, new offerings, such as frozen desserts and ready-to-eat meals. Moving on to the next slides. This slide presents FoodEx retail market performance for the year 2022, highlighting the significant revenue growth, particularly from key markets in Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. As we can see, our total revenue reached $1,320 million. And FoodEx key revenue comes from the processed red meat, which generates nearly twice the revenue of processed poultry. And the total gross margin by the end of 2022 for existing market stands at 7%, which reflects the company profit efficiency in the existing markets.
So now we move on to internal analysis. So basically, to have synergy in any external markets, it's very important to analyze where the company is standing as of now. With that in line, we basically highlighted some strengths and weaknesses. This could be further segmented into the core strength and core weaknesses. And in addition to that, we also identified some non-core strengths and weaknesses. So we move on to the next slide. So after analyzing the operational side of the business, so the 6 core strengths which we have all across the board are key account management. We have safety in operations. We have partner relationship in channel management. And we also have some softer side strengths, for example, health and safety and wellness. So this basically does encourage the soft power which the company could have. And additionally, we also have brand awareness and sourcing and procurement strengths. And moving on to the core weaknesses that we have. So, with core weaknesses, basically these are areas where we could improve. These are mainly focused in the operations and R&D innovation. So this is actually relevant because we are not only expanding in new geographies, but as well as in newer product segments. So with that in mind, the core weaknesses that we have are like channel data management and R&D process management, channel diversification. So basically, right now we are into only a single channel where we could really improve upon and expand into to form a omni-channel business. Then we have recruitment and onboarding. This is again relevant when new markets are considered. We have environmental sustainability, new product development, flexibility in operations, innovation and culture, compensation, and inventory management and digital maturity. So all of these showcase areas where FoodX would improve. And with that in mind, we could now proceed to the external analysis.
Now, moving on the external analysis, as you can see here, what we have done to ensure a clear and meaningful external analysis, we try to analyze market sizes, trends, macro trends, and to see the positioning versus the competition. These analysis outcome into what you can see here, that are maps for existing markets, adjacents, and new markets compared to competition. We also noticed that there is a moderate level of performers, and we will address this point in our main strategy. So if you can go on next slide. We identified some trends, some threats for our strategy that are basically processed red meat in Norway and Sweden. And also they were followed by the red meat in Denmark and the processed poultry in Norway and Denmark. In total, we identified, as you can see here, we identified 3 core strengths and 11 core weaknesses, and on the top of this we highlighted the 3 non-core strengths and the 2 non-core weaknesses. If you can go on the next slide, please. We can see that during the assessment of the existing markets, we identified a great potential in terms of operation expenditure to Finland on both processed red meat and processed poultry. Moreover, there is a visible opportunity in processed poultry in Sweden and a smaller potential in food service in Finland and Sweden. If you can go on the next slide, please. We can see here what are the main opportunities with new categories that is visible in ready-to-eat meals in the countries of Sweden, Finland, and Norway. We identified also a potentiality for processed and frozen fruits and vegetables in Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, and meat and fish substitutes in Norway and Sweden. We saw this opportunity, we list them, and we believe that we can leverage on them not only in the short time but also on a 5 years strategy to ensure higher performance than what competition is doing. And now we will see the strategic priorities part.
Yes, so moving on to strategic priorities part. So first of all, I would like to mention that we identified the priorities using the 3 horizons. So as for Horizon 1, strategic priorities, first of all, we felt like we have to put as a priority to strengthen the retail market position in processed red meat. As you have seen from the previous slides, currently we have most of the markets within the processed red meat as a threat. That's what we want to change within the next 5 years. We want to focus on maintaining competitiveness in processed red meat in Denmark, Sweden, and Norway, while also opening up the market in Finland, because you probably noticed before as well that it's one of the biggest opportunities we have at the moment. We also want to expand the processed poultry offering. Few of the markets were mentioned as top for the processed poultry offering, like as a next opportunities. Therefore, we want to expand current offers we have right now. Also, as a Horizon 2 strategic priorities, we want to enter meat and fish substitutes market and invest in frozen fruits, vegetables, and frozen desserts. We did an analysis where we realized that those 2 I'm sorry, those two markets have a lot of potential. Sorry. Yes, so we realize that those two markets have a great potential. Therefore, we want to enter them within the next 3 years. And as a Horizon 3, we have developed ready-to-eat meals segment. Also, we've seen a very great data and opportunity coming from this segment. However, still the numbers are not proven to be super high. Therefore, we are not putting it right now as a Horizon 2, but leaving it as a Horizon 3 for later on, even though we still are planning to enter this segment. And also to support all of our strategic priorities, we identified enabling priorities. So first of all, as we've seen in the weaknesses part, we are struggling mostly in operations, R&D, innovation, and also in human resource. Therefore, we identified 4 enabling priorities on which we're going to focus within the next 5 years. So first of all, we're going to strengthen the supply chain efficiency and sustainability. We have a lot of complaints on inventory management, on flexibility, on the digital maturity of operations, etc. So we feel like it should be defined as one of the first enabling priorities. Second enabling priority is to enhance innovation and R&D capabilities. Since we are planning to enter new segments and new categories, we really have to focus on R&D. Therefore, even in CapEx, when we were filling in the strategic priorities part, we dedicated quite an extensive budget on R&D, which will help us to enter new segments and therefore also reach the level of ambition that we identified in the beginning. We also want to improve the operational efficiency, something I mentioned already before. And of course, we want to upskill and retain the talent. One of the biggest problems, internal problems that FoodEx has right now is the big rotation of people because of low salaries, as well as hard to attract new talents. Therefore, we want to focus on it, and also we're going to dedicate quite an extensive budget towards this. So when we built all of those priorities and analyzed them, we actually understood that by following this strategy, we will be able to reach our level of ambition by 2027, which I'm going to show you on the next slide. Okay. Sorry, maybe in one more slide. Yes, so we analyzed the strategic priorities, and as I mentioned, we are reaching the level of ambition in terms of revenue by 2027. We are even a bit extending it, like so instead of 2.7, we are reaching 2.708. So slightly above our target. In terms of gross margin, we are slightly below, however, still in line of what was mentioned by top management of the company. The target for them was from 9 to 11%. We decided to go with 10%, and currently we are almost reaching 9%, which is still a great improvement considering the situation right now, which is slightly below 7%. Yes, and lastly, I want to show you the strategic scenarios. As you can see, our ambition scenario is much higher than the baseline and the worst case scenario. However, the baseline and worst case scenario don't take into account all of the things we're going to do within the next 5 years to ensure the excellence and also development of the company. So by following basically our strategy, our priorities, we believe that it's possible to reach the ambition scenario and therefore reach our level of ambition in terms of revenue. And that's it. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How do I stop it?